Okay. So create this, open 1, 2, then create a new, let me delete this one, create it again. Delete, just right here. This Python course and projects. Let's move to trash. So just create a new Python file, call it the work we are doing. What's the name? What's in the Python? Just call it Python project. Name. We are going to leave this as is. Let me copy the. Let me copy the. I think you should already have it. But to be safe, let me copy it again. When you get this flash and you see this data, just copy it and paste it inside of this folder. Python, course and projects. That's it. Okay, let's continue. Where are you? That's all. Just skip or replace anyone. If it's already there, don't bother. You can skip it or replace it. They're relatively small, so it's not going to waste time. So for this project, I'll give you guys, this will be your, when we finish this project, the data we get will be your test. No, it's going to be your test. It's going to be, it's not easy to do. You create a dashboard for me. Either using Excel or Power BI, anyone you like. No, there's no attendance here. You're going to send attendance. Have you been in class? Have you been in class? You go and stand upstairs and come back. It's not easy, sure. Okay, let's get started with the project. Now, inspecting what we have. These are our data. This is data we use. Now we have under here we have the so these are our data. So for each days from June 6th, you can see they saved. Let me open one of them so you see what we have here. Are you guys looking? Pay attention. So these are the data that we have. So we have multiple of this data. So we have this is for our Saba warehouse for June 1st, 2026. So we have for June 2nd all the way to, I think from May to June. Hold on, let me confirm something. June 6, May 20, May 25, all the way to May 30. Please delete this one. This one is not supposed to be here. Delete this. Yes. Okay, I opened it up. So let me just quickly delete. So these are all the data. This is data for 1 week from the Tiri location from Asaba, Benin, right? Now we need to combine all of this data into one. We need to clean it, clean all of them, combine all of them into one, then use that combined data for our visualization. Now, the next week too, we still need to do the same thing. Every subsequent week, every Monday, we need to do the same thing every Monday. So we will create a template for this week. Then going forward, we'll be using that same template to clean and combine all our data as one. So that's where Python will now come in. Okay. So the first step number 1, is to learn how to bring data from CSV or Excel, bring it to Python, so we can work on it on Python. That's the first step. That's the first thing we learn. Now, in today's class, we'll focus on learning about pandas. We'll learn what a data frame is, what the pandas.read CSV does, what pandas.read Excel does. You have this notes. You're also going to see it. Then we'll learn how to inspect our data to see if there is anything that we can remove or if there's any error we can fix. We'll learn how to select a single column, how to select multiple columns, how to rename our column, how to combine different table together, how to do pivot table. Yeah. Then lastly, we are going to learn how to export our data back as CSV so that we can use it for Power BI or any other platform that we need to. Now, the tool we will use for data handling, to handle data in Excel, in Python, is called Pandas. So Pandas is the library that allows you to work with data, any kind of data set. There's a limit, but almost all data sets you can handle it with Pandas. So Pandas has function for analyzing, for cleaning, for exploring, and for manipulating data. The name Pandas refers to panel data, and it was created by this guy, Wes McKinney, in 2008. Okay. So why should we use Pandas? The answer is there. You can read it. Why use Pandas? It allows you to analyze big data, make conclusion based on statistical theory. Pandas can clean messy data, make them readable, relevant, and it is very Clean data is relevant for data analysis, data science, and so on and so forth. So you can use pandas to answer questions about your data. You can use pandas to clean your data. You can use it to analyze your data, to manipulate your data, and so much more. Now, there is a link to the pandas documentation. Almost everything in Python has documentation. Even Python itself has a documentation. You can check that out here. Python.org. I did not spell it. Python. White. What do you make me say? So this is Python website, and you go to documentation. Documentation is just a written document about how to use Python, or written document about how to use a particular software. Almost every software has their documentation, their user guide, how you're going to use it. Python as well has. Then we have, I think, pandas is pandas.org. Oh, let's see if that's correct. I think that's correct. Pandas or something like that. If I'm not correct, I'll need to go back, but I'm sure it's pandas.org. And panel data. It's not it. Okay. Pandas.pydata.org. That's it. So this is the documentation for pandas. So this is the user guide. You can go through it short term as the spirit leads, but for now I'm just going to show you the basics. So if you want to go through them, just start with the get started. Show you how to install it. You will now see some extra tutorials on it as well. But I'll not recommend you use the documentation for beginners. Just anything you want to remember, just check it on YouTube or ask ChatGPT to give you a reminder. So let's learn how to read data first. Let's learn how to read data. That's how to bring data from outside, bring it into Python using pandas. I write something called libraries or modules. So let me just define. You can take notes. Libraries are external code, external Python code, written, tested, and packaged by someone else for you to use. They are external Python code, written, tested, and packaged for you to use. So basically, instead of you writing your code, let's say you want to analyze data, instead of you writing the way the table should look like from scratch, you can use someone else's code and use it for your own use case. That's the library. So Python has so many libraries. They are used to extend what Python can actually do. Okay. So Python has so many libraries. There are some built-in libraries and external libraries. They are built-in, which they are external code that comes with Python itself. Then we have third-party libraries, which are other people's code that you download and use in Python. So pandas is a third-party library because it doesn't come with Python directly. You have to go and download it, then use it. Libraries and third-party libraries. No, Python itself, right? You've written what libraries are, right? What did you define as library? Okay, for you too. Now, Python itself has two main types of library. You have built-in library. Those are library starts. Those are a standard code that comes with Python, right? Then you have third-party libraries. These are a standard code that does not come with Python. You have to go and download it so that you can use it. Example of that one is pandas. Pandas does not come with Python. You have to go download it so you can use it. So Python itself is pandas itself is a library. Okay. So you see us using a lot of library, and the way you use library is just to the way you use system for local library, built-in library, is just imports then the library name. Imports then the name of the library. Let's say, for example, I want to use it. There's a library called, there's a lot of libraries, but anyone I'm calling, just note it down. There's a library called time. There's a library called time. It comes with Python. This library handles everything that has to do with time. Everything that you want to use time for, this is the library for it. So all you need to use it is just import time, then you can do whatever you need to do with time. For example, I can say time dot, hold on. There's a function in time that I'm looking for. Time dot local time. Local time. Let's see if I can get local time. Time dot local time. Good. Open bracket. Is it a function or a method? Local time. Blah, blah, blah. Convert seconds since the epoch to people. Local time. When second is not passed in, convert it to time instead of. Okay. Let me run this. So it's going to give me the local time. This is a function. It doesn't come with Python. So this time is a library. Inside this time, there is a function called local time. Someone has already created the function called local time. What does that function do? It gives you this, the year, the day, this is the month, this is the day, this is the hour, this is the minute, seconds, which day of the week it is, which day of the year it is, and if it's dates. I don't know. But it's something. If it's date, I think it's going to confirm if the data. But you can actually pass a time here. You can type it in yourself. You can type a time is date. So if it's true, you get 0. If it's false, I think you get 1 or something. Yes. Starting from Monday. Monday is 0. So these are libraries. It's just code that someone has already written for you to use, so you don't have to write them from scratch again. Same thing with pandas. Pandas is code that someone has already written for you to use, so you don't have to start from scratch. Now this library is called system. I'm not going to go to the system, but basically system allows you to access your, like call it your laptop's memory. Like for example, I can check if this laptop has Python inside of it. I can also check the files in my laptop too. So from systems, I'm going to use version. Inside system, I'm using version. So version will tell me the version of Python I have inside of my laptop. This is just for checking purpose. Now, up next, then the most important thing here is the pandas library. Now, if you are using Jupyter Notebook, pandas comes in. Jupyter Notebook has pandas already, but if you are not using Jupyter Notebook, you have to do this. Pip install pandas. So pip is Python's package installer. It allows you to install external libraries to your Python. That's what pip is. Pip, then install, then the name of the library you want to install. That's how you get external libraries, third-party libraries into Python. But if you are using Jupyter Notebook, Pandas is already there. Most data analysis and data science library already comes with Jupyter Notebook, so you don't have to install it again. As you can see, it's telling me that requirements already satisfied because I already have Pandas in my system. Now, inside of, so to use it, just have to, anytime you want to use it, right, at the top, the very top cell, you must put import pandas. Then what we like to do is to give pandas an alias as PD. So that instead of writing pandas all the time you want to use pandas, you will use PD. Good. Now we say PD dot underscore version underscore. This is a what we call an attribute inside of the pandas library. So what this does, it will look for the version of pandas that you're using. That's what this underscore version does. Okay. So run it and you'll get something there. I'm not going to use OS, I'm going to use another one. So what did you get? 2 points. I got 2.3.3. What did you get to use? Thelma. You didn't bring sugar. That means my own is 2.3, your own is 3.0. It's my course program in the future. It's the version of pandas that you have on your laptop. Our own is more recent than my own. Okay, that's it. So this will give you the version of pandas you have on your laptop. The next is what is too cold. So the next library is OS library, operating system library. This library allows you to see the files and folder in your laptop. That's what this library does. It allows you to see the files and the folders in your laptop. And going forward, I won't be using this one. There's another one. This is the older version. There's another one called parts library to see location of files as well. They do the same thing. I have to manage this thing. I'm not sure. So your charger is there. I'm going to be using it. You see what?
It's running out of television.
Yeah, cool. I'm feeling somehow. Not working for. Really, one used to be happy. Come on. Eh? Yes. No, I'll make it a point to go and buy soup. Hold on. Take all it. Okay, let's come back here. So the next one is OS. OS is the library that allows you to see the folder in your laptop. I won't be using OS, so I'm not going to explain this one. So let me focus on the main thing. Now, the first thing we are going to learn is what is data frame. Data frame. So a data frame is a table with rows and columns. That's what that's what Python calls table. Data frame is a table that has rows and it has columns. So in Pandas, the table object is called a data frame. And every column must have a name and a type. Each column is either your number, either your text, your time. I think it's only those ones. There's text, there's time, and there is number. Date time combined together. Date and time is combined together. So that is what a data frame is. Now, a single column or a single row is called a series. Okay? A single column is called a series. Index refers to the number attached to each row. Okay? Each row has an index. A column is a named series.
Index is a number or
Column different from series. Oh, column here and column
what?
is the same.
The index.
Index is the row. The row. The row label. So if you are in row number 3, label is 3. Yes, that's your index. Then column is a series that has a name. So a series is just a column, just a group of values that are just there. They normally do not have a name at the top. But a column in and of itself is a series that will give a name. D type stands for data type. So every column has a data type. And you can change from one data type to another. So in actuality, a data frame is a dictionary of series. Yes. I will show you what that is. So all you need to know is that data frame is made up of row plus column plus data type is equal to your data frame. So why do I say data frame is a dictionary of series? Let me explain. So this list here is just a series of information. This is also a series, this list. This is one series, another series, or call it list in this case. This is another series. I mean, it's a list, or if you look at it from another eye, it's kind of, if you turn it vertical, it's just one item stacked on top of the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a series and they don't have a name, right? Now, the reason I say a data frame is a dictionary of series is that for each of these series, you attach a key value for it, which becomes the name. So this is the series, this is the name, that's 1 column. This is the series, this is the name, 2 column, series, name, 3 column. You combine it together, it will create a table for you. Now, the only way you can create this table is by using, there's a function inside of pandas called data frame. This is the way you convert this dictionary of series into an actual data frame. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I actually did here. So you have your dictionary inside pandas, pd.dataframe, open bracket, put your dictionary there, dictionary of series, close your bracket. What's toy? Okay. Let me do it. Toy is a variable which is meant to store something, right? A variable stores something, correct? Now, what I want to store in this variable is a data frame. Now, I need to create that data frame. I'm going to need to create the data frame. Now, to create a data frame, we know that the data frame is a dictionary of series. So what we do is use the data frame function inside of pandas. So pandas pd dot the data frame function, which is a function inside of an object, is called what? A function inside the data type is called, don't forget, it's a method. Okay? Like in string, we have an upper. Upper was inside the object string. So it's the same concept here. It's almost the same, relatively close to the same concept. A method. A method is a function that works only for a particular object or data type or class. Which is the type of class? Almost the same.
Works only in.
It's a function that works only for a particular class or object. So for pandas, right, as a whole, there is a function called, inside of it, there's a function called data frame. And to make data frame work, you need a dictionary of series to make it work. So what you have to do, inside of that data frame, you pass this as the argument into it. Your dictionary, like dictionary. Let me just use something else. ID. This is the series. This is the key value. One comma 2. I'll just create one. Okay, let me use 2 columns so that's quantity equals to 2,4. Now, this is your dictionary of series. Now, what basically happens is that this guy will get converted into a data frame using this function. Then that data frame is now going to be stored inside of this variable called toy. So when you say toy, Hmm? I'm storing this data. Yes, it's just a random variable, but I'm storing this thing I'm creating inside of toy. So it has created this table for us, this data frame for us. Okay? Same thing here. What I did here, created this table for us. So this right here is a data frame. When they shut. No need to worry about this one. The main thing we need to worry about now how to collect external data. Most of the time you not be creating, mostly be collecting external data. Because I just want you to understand that part, not necessarily this part. This one, just cram it, use it until it enters your head. Yes, this is the column name. The key is the column name. The list part, which is the series part, is the rows. That's why if you turn it vertical, you see that it's looking almost like a column. This one becomes the first. This one becomes the first row, second row, third row. This is the header, row 1, row 2, row 3. If you just turn it vertically, you will get this table here. So this is how you create a data frame. That's why it's called a dictionary of series. This is a dictionary made up of each of these series of information. 1, 2, 3. When you combine it together, it creates the table for you. So that's it for that. That's how to create a data frame from scratch. Hmm? Yes, the function in pandas. Now, these pandas, this data frame itself, it has its own function, which we are going to talk about later. When you create a data frame, it becomes a new data type, and it has its own function as well. So the next thing we need to learn how to do is how to read external files into Python so we can work with it.
Too sweet.
Hmm?
Too sweet.
Right now, so that's the attribute called what? Data frames, capital letter D, capital letter F.
Jesus.
It's working now. To work. Good. Yes. If you put it in print, it has to be the last thing on your cell for it to work. The data frame, the variable for data frame has to be the last thing on your cell. If not, it's not going to work. If you put prints, the way it will display will be different from this one. if I put it in print now, it will still show me, but the way it will show me it will be different. So I prefer to just put it at the end so that I will see it very well. It now look like a table. Let me switch to light mode so that it will be easy to read. Where's light myself? It's on that view. My eyes. Okay, moving on. So the next thing we learn is how to read external file. I'm going to skip this one because we'll not use it. Well, should I explain it? Okay. So if you want to read a file in Python, right, there's a way you do it. I didn't teach you this one because I wasn't going to use it. I don't actually need to use this actually. So the way you do it is this. So I say the base, my data directory is inside of my folder. Let me look, where's my folder? Inside of this my folder, this is where I am right now. Hold on. I'm here right now. This is where I am right now. Right? In my folder. Now from here, all I need to do is to go to data, right? To read my data. Inside my data there is raw. Okay, that's where I need to get to. So for me to get to that my raw, all I need to do is specify where my data is. So data underscore directory. I put data slash raw slash from where my file currently is to my data is I will add a slash data slash raw, then slash whatever the file name is. Okay. You don't need to copy everything from scratch. Just know where the current Python file you're working on is, so I can move from there. So this is what I'm working on right now. Yeah. So to get to any of my files, data error. I didn't say copy everything, just data and raw, put it inside of here. Yes. Now this is extra. Since I'm using this only once, it's extra. But if I'm going to use it over and over again, it becomes important. But for this my case now, this is just extra work. But notwithstanding, all I need to do is to combine this first part with the name of any of my folder, any of my file here. Let's assume I want to open this one. Let me copy the name. This is warehouse after sales this date.csv. So I will just say with open. Now this is the way you read a file. If you want to read it manually, this is not converting it to data frame to Excel. So data frame, sorry. So with open, then say os.parts.join. So what this does, it will join this thing that I typed here with the file name. It will allow me to read the file. So os.part.join, join the data directory, the file. I think I already have it here. This one is extra. .csv close brackets. What to say? When you start first, these are will be, you will know there's something like that, but you don't know it 100%. So what you do, you just go and browse it, then put it there. The main thing now, just know that there's something like that. You can combine it this way. True. Like Python supposed to be 1 month. Just supposed to be 1 month.
I don't know. I'm not really saying.
Now just know the basics, know how to read, bring file from Excel, put it in Python. That's why I said this part that I'm teaching you now, you don't really need this part. But the way you actually bring a file here is simpler than this. I just added it to explain. I said, let me explain it. I said, I don't want to explain. You said I should explain. You said I should explain it. So this joins this part. Then you now give it a name as file. Now, you can call it F, you can call it file. Normally, we call it file or F for short. So you now say for I, comma line in rate simply means iterate over this file. So every time I go over this file, it's going to do two things for me. It's going to tell me the line number that I'm on and the words inside of that line. If you look at CSV, let me open CSV with Word or something. More Notepad. If you look at CSV from Notepad, this is what you have. This is line 1, this is what is in line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and so on and so forth. So what I want to do is this. If I iterate over this CSV file, it's going to give me the line number and what is actually inside of that line. So to store it, I is for the line number, and the line can change this to text. The line and the text. Line and text. So if the line is less than 3, first 3 lines, print the text, the actual text value. So you run this, it will do its thing. Okay, I don't think I imported OS. Sorry, I didn't run this. No storage directory as data. Let me see what I do now. No storage directory as data slash warehouse. Okay, I didn't run this one. Okay, so this is what you get. Now, this is pretty useless because if you want to get the entire table, all you need to do is to, if it is just know the type of file you're working with, then for every file, there's a function to read that file into pandas. Now, for CSV file, all you need to read is this function, pandas.read CSV. It is going to bring that CSV file, convert it to a data frame, and give you to use it in Python.
Okay, so show us how to import it directly.
Show me direct.
Like to import it without going through all the stress.
I won't show you. Let me call this. Let me just call it Asaba for short. So if you want to import any CSV file, now we have different type of file. Just know the file. So there's pandas. Then there's a function called read. This function now is what you need to remember. Read CSV. Now once you use this function, the next thing you need to know where your file is located. So my file is in data /raw/ and the name of the file. This is the name of my file. You should go and copy it from the folder directly. You can copy directly from here. Copy directly from here. .csv. Then once you do this, once you press start back, Zin, you've read it. Now you can do any kind of manipulation you want to do with it here.
Clean it.
Hmm?
Clean
You can clean it and do any manipulation you want to do. Yes, that's the most important thing. For now. Okay.
it. Read the first line and the column.
Okay. So that's the main most important thing there. So So as you can see, this is the index. Each of these are your columns. The data is not clean. You can see there are some asaba, full spelling, capital letter, small letter. Those are some of the things that we'll need to fix. Now let's go and start the. Say as we do, so next month we'll do small. Let's go. Yeah, go back to this in untitled. So first thing we are going to do. Now, for this untitled, there's a lot of file I want to bring in at once. So I need to be smart about it. I will use for loop. Okay? Using loop. So we need to do the same action on multiple files. So step number one is to import our libraries. And the library we use is pandas, import pandas as PD. Now I will use this library. I can choose to ignore it. I should not ignore it. Thinking if I should ignore it. I can actually ignore it if I want to. But if I ignore it and I want to create, like for example, it's not necessary. Let me ignore it for now. If it's necessary, I'll come back and create it. Okay. It go there important. It go there important. Go there important later. If I don't import this library, I go import another library. Either I use this one, I use the other one. Let's just use it. So import part library. Sorry. From part library. Import. SQL is not sweet. From date time. Import. You don't know where they come from. Part is 5 parts. They come with Python. But
But
you understand what date time is, have you? You understand what time is? You understand what date time is? Okay. Have you import? Yes, I want to import your ROM. If it don't work, let me know. It worked, huh? So the next thing you need to do is to import. Okay, you want to import part from part library. Yes, everything is case sensitive. Everything, nothing not case sensitive. Use uppercase instead of lowercase. It's different. Yes, said the first thing. To the SQL is sweet, not sweet anything. Python is now bitter. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is to do this other part later. Let's just get our folders. Get our folders. Okay, let me skip it for now. I'm recording, yes, I'm recording. Project at for this on base directory is equals to path.cwd where this one come from? CWD is inside of path. It's a function inside of path. That's crap. The amount of things you cram. But the thing is, when you cram to some extent, from there now, it start making more sense. But there's always two things to learn in Python. You don't learn everything. What? I use OS. Can also use it. Yes. That base directory, I typed it myself. You know the reason I'm using this. I want to explain it now. So the reason I'm using this C slash whatever it is in case if I move this file to another, I move the entire folder to another person's laptop, it will always know where I'm currently at. Should always know where I'm at. Should know the, like for example, if I move this folder, this one, I move the entire project from here and I move it to desktop. It should always show me where I am so that I can locate all my files. That's why I'm doing this CWD to get the current location of my files, regardless of whichever laptop or whichever folder I'm currently at. So you can see what it is it's giving me here. This is information is giving me.
Desktop.
C user, Excel, OneDrive, desktop, data analysis, Python, Python course and project. This is my current directory where I'm currently at. So that's why I did this. So next I will create a file path for my raw document. For my raw files, which is going to be raw folder is equals to this base directory slash data slash raw item. Okay, the grammar is mostly right. Then there's a folder called clean. If you don't have it, we'll create it. We'll write the function to create it as well. In case it's not there, we'll just create it. So I'll just copy this. I'll not type from scratch. The inside data, then clean. Change. Copy this. Clean. This will be combined. When I'm done and I want to combine all the when I've cleaned everything, I want to combine everything together. This is where I'll put it. Just combine. Base directory data log. So these are the folders that we use. Then if these are not available, so if these are not available, we'll create it. If this folder are not there, we'll create it. These folders 1, 2, 3, 4. If they are not there, let's create it. Create folder. If they don't exist. So this is it. So the reason we are using this part is because of this very reason. Because part has a function inside of it. Any file directory, any file path you create with this part library, it has this function inside. Make directory. So make directory takes in parents equals to true, comma, exist dash OK equals to true. So parents equals to true. So parent also means that create it inside of the base, inside this base directory, inside the base directory. That's what parent equals to true mean. Then exist OK. You can set it to either true or false. What does that mean? If it is true, it means that if this thing exists, then just ignore it. But if it does not exist, you can create it. But if I don't put this OK, if it exists and I try to recreate it again, it give me error message. We will try to recreate it again if it does not exist. That's what this one does. So I'll do the same thing for all of the folder. When you finish, run it to make sure that you don't have any error there. Read file. It is cramped. It's more cramped, but not only cramped. So let's read our files. So to read file is pd dot read underscore csv open brackets dot csv. Store this in data frame. This mistake, let me see. Okay. It's going to be raw data raw folder.
It's not,
Alright, listen.
it's not found.
It's not defined, it's not foundation.
It's not defined.
This one did not run. Slash raw slash. Why is there not the same of such file form? Okay, is it because of this extra space? Okay. So because of that extra space, yeah,
So the extra space can also cause problem.
cause problem.
So now it's density.
skill set, his character, anything where you put when it's spotted there. Voila, go there. So, are we going to go and one by one go and find the name of each of these CSV file, then manually put it inside and run it for each of them? Should we do it like that? No, they are up to 22 CSV file that row. So it doesn't make sense for us to go one after the other. So what we do, that's where this directory stuff, this raw, this part, it also comes in. So this is what I'm going to do. Comment this one out. I'm not using this one again. I'll see if it happen. No. So this is what I'm doing now. Say all file is equals to, I'll create a list from raw. I'll show you what this does. Let me comment this one out first so you see what this is doing in real time. Raw folder dot glob. Question is, what is glob? Let me see the glob. Well, just know it's to find something, that's to find patterns. So if I use glob, it means in my folder, find patterns that is like this, find file that fits this particular pattern. So the pattern I'm looking for is file that starts with, file that ends with .csv. That's what I'm looking for. So any file that ends with .csv, so I'll say starts with anything, star, and ends with .csv. This is the type of file I'm looking for. Starts with any character but ends with .csv. Now I'm going to print this so I will see what it does. Print this all file. So it's creating a list of all the files in this folder, as you can see. Just look at the first one, you see what I'm are you seeing it? So this is what this glob does. It creates a list of all the files that meet this criteria that ends with CSV. So I don't need to go and copy it one by one. So that's that. Now we are going to, everything we are going to do going forward, we'll do it for one, then we'll replicate it for the rest. So we'll come over to here. So how do we create a program that repeats the same thing for multiple times? For loop. So we are going to loop. Okay. Import our data. Okay, let me say create table. For file in all files, say data frame dot data frame is equals to okay, let me just create a list of all the table. So I'll call this all table, all data is equals to an empty list. So for file inside of all file, pd dot read csv open bracket file all data dot append df. This is too long. It's still not working. Small letter. So what would this one do? What's an idea? Mr. Bell. This entire block. So what this block will do, it will create a table for each of the items inside of my all list. So for each of this file, this row, to create a table for them. Then when it creates the table, it's going to store that table inside of this file, all data. So let me run it. It will take small time. I never take any time. So all data to get the first one is 0, correct? So you can see this is the first data. Change it to 2. This is the third data, and so on and so on till you get to the last one, right? So this is how smart person would read all of the 27, 22 data at the same time. So now you see I don't have to do it one by one. I just did everything at once. Hmm? They are not clean, they are still dirty. I just read them, I never do anything. I just read them, I've not done anything with it yet. So just get to here so that we'll start cleaning it on small. So the way we clean our data, we do all of them, we use follow two. The way we clean one is the way we clean the other ones. We use for loop now, clean everything at once. Should go back. Should go up. What's what? Is to automate your tasks. That's the most important thing. That's one of the most important to automate things that you do multiple times. You can just write a script that just does the same action again and again for you. The second benefit is that it works very well with large data. Who said it? Yes. Anything you see capital letter, use capital letter. You see small letter, use small letter. Okay. Let's get cleaning. You type this one a bit. For pattern search, to search things in your folder that make a particular pattern. So the next thing we are going to do is to inspect our data so that we can find the error, then remove the error. So I'm not going to spend too much time here. If you want to read the Excel file, use pd.founders.read Excel. Then you pass the file location and the sheets. So you know Excel file has multiple sheets, so you have to know the sheets name so you can pass it in. I can use their name, or another way you can just use their number. First one, second one, third one. If you don't know their name, it will still work. Now if you use pd.excel file, it will return all the sheet name. Pd.excel file, then there's a method called sheet names to give you all the sheet name inside of that sheet, in case you cannot look at it from Excel. Okay. Let's get started with inspecting our data. So whenever you get data, the first function you use is to inspect and view your data. It's the head and tail function. So the head gives you the top end number. So you can specify 10, 20, or any kind of number you want. The tail gives you the bottom end number. So you can come over to your class work. So the project, then put dot head, then use maybe like 10 here.
First thing.
It will give you the first 10 in that list. Then tail will give you the last 10. Now, particularly, I don't really use this head or tail so much. This one is a short video.
Sure.
Not a short one. Your mic. So that's head and tail. So this is head. Let me run this stuff so that. Hold on. Zero this one. Also. So you have head, gives you the top. If you don't specify any number, it will give you the top 5. If you specify a number, it will give you that number of rows. You have tail, the same thing, but the bottom. Then the next is shape. Shape return a tuple that contains the row and the column. So if I use shape, it will give me, this table has 22 rows, 8 columns. Then you can access each item like the way you access a tuple. So as about the shape, 0 will be column, 1 will be, sorry, the first one is 0, which is row, second one is 1, which is column. Now the next thing is to get the names of all the columns in your table. This one, we are going to use this one. We're going to use this one shortly to change the names of the column in our table. So if you want to get the name of the columns in your table or your data frame, is the data frame name dot the attribute column. To return all the names of the columns in that particular table. Now, if you want to see the data type for that particular table, the table name dot data type, it will give you for each column to give you the data type. We'll use this one as well. Then the next one is info. Info gives you a overview of the information of each column in your table. Now, what you will get when you use info is the column name, the numbers of empty values in that column, and the column data type. So particularly, I prefer to use the info as opposed to D type or what is it on columns. This is what I like to use. It gives me more information about my data and the columns in that data. So let's go to that on our project. So for the project, I'm going to pick number 3. Let me use number 3. So let me use 20 dot info. Ideally, you want to look for all of them. You circle through them. 120. What I'm looking out for is this. Is there any difference in data type? As in, and is there any difference in names of the column? That's 2. That's what I want to look out for. So let's quickly go through it. 1, 5. I will not go through all of them because I've already done it. But if you are doing it yourself, you go through all of them. I'll just go through 10. Look at 1. Observe. Look at 19. There's a small difference between the 2 of them. I think it's the data type. So there's no major difference between the 2 of them. I think I've already fixed it. But the difference before was one did not have this dash here, the other one did, right? So that was the major difference we had between the two of them. So up next, let's select column. Now, if you want to select a column from your table, this is how you will do it. Let's say I want to select the date column from this table to be all data. Let me use 19 dots. And that starts. I think square bracket again. Then dates. So this creates a, what would I call this? Is it a series or a data frame? What would I call this information here? Is it a series or a data frame? Because it does not have any name. Now, if you want to select just a single column, you have to put it in double brackets. So it becomes square bracket, dates. Then if I want to select another one, comma, after dates, let me say I want to select quantity. So these are selected one at a time if you want to. Looking for something, this is not on the phone. For cleaning. Name columns. Let me focus on the main thing here. Let's clean this data. So another thing we need to know is how to rename column. How to rename column. So before we learn how to rename column, we learn how to select a single row. So we know how to select. Oh, this one, not the other one. This one. So an extra way to select rows and column, but particularly I use this one to select row, is the ilog function. It's called integer location. That's what it's short for, integer location. So with this, you can pass in the columns you want to select and the rows you want to select. So I particularly use this for selecting rows. Let's say I want to select this is what I did. Let's say I want to select the first 3 rows in this table. So I say all data square bracket 19. This will give me the entire data. If I want to select the first 3 rows, I will use this ilog, open square brackets. Then I will say start from 0 to 3. You select only the first 3 rows. So this is how you select row. If I want to select the 20th row, just put only that 20. Okay, if it's only one, to give you like this, it's just one information. It will give you like this. But if you see want it to grow, you have to put it in square bracket again. If you are selecting one time, you still want to have row information, you put it in double square bracket like this. So if you want 19, do that as well. 4.
Okay, so
Yes, yes. So if you want to select multiple, you just have to do it like this. Let's say you want to select the 4th to the 5th row. So count starting from index 0. So the 4th will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 to 6 will now be 3, 4, 5. 6 will be 5. So, and it always exclude the last one. The way list does, remove the last one. Anytime you're selecting a range of values using this method, the last one is always going to be excluded. You start from the first one, then goes to the last one, but it will not include that last one. It's going to exclude the last one. You want to include last one, you put 6. Okay, let's start cleaning our data. So the first thing we'll do for this our cleaning, I'm just going to assume that I'm not sure, so I'm sure this is not the case, but we'll assume that if there is space between a, a name here, like for example, warehouse region, if there is space between warehouse and region, I want to remove that space, change it to underscore. If one is uppercase and the other one is lowercase, I want everything to be lowercase. And if there are spaces at the beginning and at the end of my column name, I want to remove those spaces. I want to do 3 things. Convert it to lowercase. If there is space somewhere in the middle, remove that space. Then if it is if there are spaces at the end, remove those spaces. So I'll be using the string method you guys learned. So I want to do it for all my data type, data. So I will say for data in all data, any cleaning I'm doing it for all of them. I need to store it somewhere. I will store the clean result inside this one. Cleaned data is equals to an empty list. So for data in all data, I will say this example is correct, or let me say standardized. standardized column name. Okay, so I'll say data frame dot, sorry, not data frame, data dot column is equals to, you know what data dot column will give me? Give me what? Here's the list of all the headings for that particular table. Now, what I want to do, I want to change that data dot column Now, to work on this, I will use this method. Now, this one, just cram this one. Anytime you're working with string in data frame, you have to put this in front of the method first. Anytime you're working with a string value, a string method with your data frame information, data or series, you have to put this in front of the method. Let's say you want to change something to lowercase. You have to put the string first before lowercase. Yes, only for string methods. So if I want to change to lowercase, it's dot string dot lower. Then I want to strip dot string dot strip. Then I want to replace dot string dot replace. I'm replacing space with underscore if there is. So if there is space, replace it with underscore. I'm not sure this is going to do anything sharp because those kind of issues is not in my. Sorry, it's data. It must be data. Because each item I call it data, so I'm using data for all of them. That's that. Then append, always put append to clean data. So once it's done with each loop, it's going to append that clean data to the data to clean data. Okay. Let me see if there's any error. Okay, no error. So let me check. Nothing will change, so I'm not going to check. No need for me to check, but nothing is going to change. I log rename. Okay. I'll stop here for this one.
Time up, time up,
Time up, no anything. Where's time?
time up, time up.
4 minutes, but that means I will use it in addition.
Time up, time up.
the question is, I will check this stuff why it's like that. But that's how we're doing it. So one thing. Or the alternative way is to create create a function, change it using the function, then come back and apply it. Okay, let's. So what should we do to our missing values? Should we delete them or we should keep them?
Missing value.
Should we feed them? How do we create missing values?
It's to remove
When I
them.
taught you in Excel.
So remove them. Or you put no, not found.
Delete flag or imputation method, that put zero, put average or median. It's three things I taught you. And that's what I taught you. Delete, put, flag it. So in this case, we are not going to flag it because we are flagging it. So we only have two options. Either we delete it or we put average. So we are going to delete it. So missing values. Remove missing values. Handling missing values. So to store the values that left and the one that stayed, I'm going to do this. I'll call this before is equals to length of data. Length is a function that shows you the length of the number of items in the list. Function length. Where it comes from? It's not a method, it's a function on its own. It's not inside of anything, it's just a function on its own. Then we would say data. I think I need to do it for all the columns. Data is equals to data dot drop NA. This is in place now. So data dot drop NA. Drop means remove or not. Yes, anything that is missing, remove it. Then after will be equals to length of the new data. Now I'm going to print a message. Print rows before is equals to before. This data because English is not Python. English. Then let's see what happens. So row before 22, row after, row before, row after, row before. So most of them has duplicates. Almost all of them. So 22, 21, 24, 19, 40. They have missing values, so if I say duplicate. 14, 13, 16, and so on and so forth. I just printed it out for visual. Rows before removing missing value. Let me add the missing value. Yeah. Rows before removing missing values, 20. Rows after removing missing values, 21. Is it missing value? Yeah, it's missing value. It's not English. It's Chinese, I mean. You waiting? I'll copy this for you now. I'll copy this.
What does that rule for and the number of what about that? Does it mean that the number of
So picture this. Before I remove the rows that have missing value, I had 22 rows. Now after I remove the rows that have missing value, I now have 21 rows. So that means one row is what I remove.
next
You have 19. So
what is the final after
how many rows we remove? Is that what you want to see? That's what you want to see. Okay, let's see. Rows with missing. Let me change to English. So rows, what's not the correct English? Rows with or rows removed. Rows removed. Rows removed will be before minus after. Remove 1, 5, 1, and so on and so forth. Each of the individual table. What are you thinking before? Only one. We are doing it for each table. Yes, that's the for loop. Now I'm doing the same action for each. So this one from who is the same way? This one white. Okay. Data. Inside data, there's everything is inside data. Inside data is 0. How your data today like that? I give you better data. Copy it from your flash.
It's from the file that I'm seeing.
You lie. You want in the flash, not like this. How? See the one from the
Okay,
top.
not in that Python course.
Copy this one, go that place. Copy this data here to that place. Replace it. What else can we remove? This name here say nothing. This warehouse, some of them is capital letter, some of them is small letter. Some is even different thing entirely. So we'll fix it. Yes, sir. Yes. And what? Yeah, having headache. No worry. When you don't pack a full head, when you sleep, wake up, you can nothing like that.
It's still showing the same thing.
Copy that one, paste it inside of this one. It's there. Where is the issue? Problem? Okay, it's only this one that has main problem. Change the data type. Change the data type or case. Change the text in warehouse. Region to lower case. Everything should be lower case. Okay. Then I'm going to change this one to lower case. I'll change this one to upper case. Change the SKU to upper case. Okay.
Stuff is still showing the same.
And SKU code to upper case. From what I saw, the product name and the category, they are okay. Yes, just a second. So if I look at everything as a whole, some of them are different. Some are different. So let's just fix this. We'll fix this one, change this one to uppercase. Then these ones, they are okay. This one is okay, so don't worry about this one. Which one? This one? Okay, we'll change this one to which case? Title case. So this one to title case. This one to title. We just change two to title case. This one to, let's use title case here. Title, uppercase. Why did you switch it? So this one to title. Yes. Learn the hard way. You don't want to learn the easy way, you will learn the hard way. Too fast. Where you there? Until my other student come for the class. If he does not come, if he does not, that guy used to come later. If he doesn't come on time.
I've entered in this one.
Tell my used to comment.
I used to come early.
Used to comment. The only bad egg there is Mr. Bear. It's recently that you changed. So product and category title case. Title case. NAS. Where is the NAS? Close with comma. Which one? The NAS. I don't know why I typed NAS. All these tutorials are making me to talk that's making me to type NAS. I'm not tired. I'll never be tired.
So, let's start motion. Motion is
We did that. We did that. Now you know what it has. We just copy the folder, data folder, paste it inside of
project.
yes.
I've
It's
copied.
already in that project, so
Okay, so
it's already there, but
yeah. Control C. Move up this. You place. This one extra. What this one? You already there, safe. Where your shift now?
Are you sure you want to?
You ask me function. You ask me. Okay, let's do it. Let's get it done.
It's on a visit.
Hmm?
Bro.
Yes, everything is there now. Wait up. You want can
Okay, please add this resource.
okay. Okay, let's get started. So the first one is
So I'll enter.
data.
Go to this one. Click here.
Those are the data now. All of them are there. So we'll start with warehouse. So we are looking at the warehouse column. Now, this is what we are doing to the warehouse column. Copy this again. It looks weird, but don't worry. So data warehouse is equal to data warehouse, right? But what we are doing is this. We will change the data warehouse, then we'll reassign it back to the data warehouse. So we are going to the change we will do here is dot string dot title. Finish. So we are going to change every item in data warehouse region to title case. Then store the item back into warehouse region. That's number one. Number two, do for SKU code. Just copy this, change the name. And this one has to be upper. Yeah, the function you use here is upper. We're changing to uppercase. Then the remaining one is title. So product name is title. Category is title case as well. Just for only that one. The remaining one is title. So once we do this, you are done. If everything goes according to plan, you now have a red. You want to see it. So the cleaned tables are stored instead of clean data. Which one did I use here? I think I used 19. Let me do identical stuff here. Cleaned data 19. So you can see our changes. Look at the changes on each SKU and outsourcing. Yes. 19th table. That's actually the 20th table, but that's from 0. All of them has this. All the files are identical. If they are not identical, they will manipulate to be different. We do different manipulation, but they are mostly identical. We have taken to one. Drop NA removes any row that has a missing value in it. I'm not close though. Why must we close? There are still other problems. There's one problem. Let me show you the problem that you see here. Which is the same now. Didn't change it. But he did though. He changed the G. For all the first text. So this is the first text here. So that's why I changed the G. This one I changed the K. It's still fine. It's not bad. It's not bad. We manage it. Okay. Now ofteness is this SKU. There's some small problem here. And the problem is when I switch to, let me use 2. Look at the SKU here. This is how all the SK is supposed to be. So the SK dash U. That's how all of them are supposed to be. So we want all of them to look like that. Even this 19. Okay, there's no 200. Even this one, we want it to look like that as well. Yes. Some of them is not even on that. Some of them they don't have. So in some, let me think if you can remember. I think 10. Let me check 10. 10 does not have. Some of 10, see 10, don't have underscore. So we need to think small. Let's go and fix it. So to fix it, we'll create a function. Create a function that will fix it for us. So what the function will do? The function will collect the first part of the SKU, which is the SKU. Keep it. Then collect the ending part. Keep it. Then to now add the first one plus tag plus the ending. The first 3, the last 3, then add the first one dash the last one. Combine it together. So that's what we are going to do. So this one is called, we will create it. That's why I thought you have to create function now. I was doing something. Okay. Fix the issue with SKU code. So we did a function. The function is called fix. Yes. This function takes in one argument. I will call this, for the sake of this, I will call this dash data. Why do I call it dash data? But I don't want to use this data here already. Okay? Underscore, underscore. That's why I'm using it. I don't want to use the data I already have. Now, okay. Hello? Are you upstairs? I'm coming. Give me 5 minutes. Let me finish this guy. Let me finish this thing. So we have data. Then we get I'll break it into two parts. Call it part one. Let's call it part one. Is it film? CC1, Abi. Let me use CC1. S1. X1 is equals to. Now to get the first part, I'll say data square bracket from 0 to 2. No, if you get to 2, it will exclude 2. Exclude the last one.
It will be 1.
So 0 to 3. Then the second part is -1. Where am I starting from? Starting from -1 is the last one. -1, -2, -1, -3. Start from -3. End at -1. If you put nothing here, it means the ending. That's what it means. If I put nothing here. Now, the reason I'm not putting -1 here is because if I say -1, it starts from -3. Then it will exclude that -1. 0 is already front, so there's no -0. So just leave it empty. Is it -3 or? Yes, -3. It's -3, you're right. Now, not 3. Final. We just call it answer is equals to S1 plus quote dash, no underscore we're using. It's dash now. Plus 2. Then return. If you don't return, nothing will come. It will do the function, but nothing comes out of it. Answer. Good. Now we are not done. This function, we are going to apply this function to each row in the SKU column. So to do that is relatively very simple. So you say data frame SKU that will actually change. Underscore code is equals to dot apply this function. So this is going to apply this function for every row in this column. Then once it applies the function, it's going to the changed SKU will now be stored inside of SKU again. So it's like I'm replacing what is there in SKU back into the column, changing it. Then run it, see if it works. Big error. Why is everywhere red? Let me see. Hold on, let me see where the error is coming from. and did not contain a loop with signature matching. Is SKU is string now? Hmm. Wait, let me see what I did wrong. Value error. Open a function on the series. What's the apply does not have non-action. Oh, I know why it's not working. That's why it's not working. I didn't use this. Yes, I didn't use this function. This variable. So it's going to work now. And hold on, wait. Why? No, this is error. It's not warning. Error. Warning is the red is light. Error. The red is red.
Like blood.
Like blood. Let me see. Query is trying to be set on a copy of a slice from a data frame. Try using ILOC, index, row index, colon, equals to value. No, I don't use that. Why must I use it? Is the one still red? Right. Let me change this to T. D. E. Run it. Run it one. If it was error, all of this stuff will not show. What did not give you error? Because maybe here first. Let me see something. Let me just print the stuff itself. Let me check if this in itself is actually working. Okay, it works. The function itself works. But why it's not working here? Oh, maybe this is why. Maybe this is why. I'm sure this is why. It's not it. Okay. That's not why. So why are you like that? Okay. We'll do it send it to you guys to see. Remind me. Remind me. Good evening. I was downstairs wrapping up the class downstairs. Let me see what you've done.
So do you know pixels?
Nexus.
Pixels. X.
What happened to it?
Get download for the download for Microsoft for Windows.
You know only on phone.
That is an iOS and Android.
It's only on phones now.
So, sir, you saw all that thing where I stopped. start when I copy and paste. So when I copy and paste here, the value doesn't still show
When you copy it from
this copy and paste.
on your this thing, on
Yes,
the dashboard,
yes, like when I copy everything.
you create it again now.
Okay.
Yes, part of the process. If you copy it, it's not going to show you. Look at this arrangement. It's not like this. Somehow,
Not the
still a bit smaller. You use my own. You use the one I sent you directly.
yes, you say I should learn it from there.
I said use your screen. The explanation I did
I
was
use my own style.
use your screen size.
Oh,
This should have been up to here. Let me unhide this stuff.
okay.
This is important, right? Right. This is so for you now. Why is that? So you feed this one to your laptop screen. So normally the first thing you do is arrange your template. One,